start as often as you can. We ask you to
Okay, welcome to Byfield Triton High School here for the matinee offering between the Triton Vikings and the Lynnfield Pioneers. I'm Patrick Heffernan.
And I'm Robin Volpone.
And we are excited for this game for a whole host of reasons. One of them because I think this is going to be a really good matchup. Two probably pretty evenly matched teams, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should probably see the same effort that the Vikes put out with their Amesbury game, and I think it should be pretty competitive.
Glad you mentioned that. They had 3 games last week, a loss at Amesbury, a win at Gloucester, and then a loss at Masco. And that Amesbury game was probably the best game I've seen them play.
Yeah, I think for sure it was the best game of the season. There were a lot of positives to take out of that game, even though we were on the other end of the scoring. But for sure there was a lot of very nice things that these girls did in that game.
Best offense I've seen out of the Triton Vikings.
For sure.
It was a lockdown defense. Despite the score, they actually played really, really well. It's a lopsided matchup. I mean, that Amesbury team is crazy good. And then they were down by 20. All the way in the end, they were fighting the entire time.
Absolutely, they never gave up that entire game. It was a really great game to watch. If all the games could be that competitive, then that's all you can really ask for.
And then 2 nights later, we saw a different team come out on the court and beat Gloucester, but they just didn't look like they had the same kind of flow.
No, I mean, I know they used a lot of energy in that Amesbury game, and I think it showed. And it would have been nice that if more players got to play a little bit so that they saved their bodies a little. This is their 4th game in less than a week, so they're a little tired.
So the first possession is going to go to Lynnfield. And you're right, they were definitely tired. There was a lot of minutes played in Gloucester, a lot of minutes played in Masco, but we're here today against Lynnfield, so let's see how this game goes. Opening set looks like Triton's in their man-to-man defense this time. Nope, some kind of zone. Drive down the lane by number 3. That's their star player they need to look out for, whose name I didn't catch before the game. Grace Klonsky. Maeve Heffernan now driving up the right side to Paige Volpone. Looks to go inside.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be a charge.
That's a great call by Liz down there. That official is also a lacrosse official, so good call, Liz.
Yeah, we'll get into how much Robin Volpone knows about high school sports as this game goes on. But, yeah, that was definitely a charge, and that was definitely a knee with the knee brace. 2 quick fouls by Triton early on. Unnecessary, both of them. It's full court press now by Triton.
Oh, it's good to see them pressing again.
Goes right by Caitlin. Another drive down the lane. Drives in. Looked like a little bit of a stutter step there inside.
Yeah, got away with one
that
there.
Girl managed to track it down. It's one of their juniors. So number 3 again, Grace with the ball. She's the last one that shot the last time. Drives and shoots this time.
Yeah.
Good board by Avery. Out to Molly. Molly expecting that pressure on her, and here it comes. Going to go around number 22. Send it out to Paige. Paige with a good shot. A little bit short. And then going to be a third foul on Triton already. So less than 2 minutes, less than a minute and a half into the game. Triton already with 3 fouls.
It was a good shot. They just got to keep making those, good decisions like that. That was a good shot.
It was a good drive by Molly. Dished it out exactly the right kind of play you want.
Yep.
There's the pick on Mabe, number 4 with a shot. Good looking shot, doesn't go. Good rebound by number 11 for Lynnfield. So Triton has struggled with giving up offensive rebounds, I think, all season, honestly. And there's a foul, quick foul on Triton. So senior Caitlin White, she's been the high scorer in a lot of games for Triton.
Yeah, she shouldered a lot of the offense for sure. You can't afford to have her on the bench early.
No, and she is an interesting player because it's not always that the offense goes through her, and yet she ends up often with the highest.
A lot from the line. She finds a way to get to the line.
She does. Maeve Heffernan inside, and she stepped. Yep. Pressure defense again still. I like this full court press on them. This is good if they can keep it up. It's going to force Lynnfield to take worse shots. 4 looking inside, just getting a pick, going the other way. Sends it back to her, 33 with a shot. And there's the first basket of the game. Lynnfield takes a 2-0 lead. Caitlin White coming down. So Triton has had really only one good possession before that shot right there. Great rebound by Caitlin, but it looks like it's going to go out. Can't quite hold on to it.
Some great hustle. We just got to get those to fall. It was a nice little give and go.
Yeah, they've had 2 good shots, 2 good looks. Good move by number 3. Number 3 is a really good player out there. So against Amesbury, they ran that sort of box-and-one defense where their star player was just face guarded the entire time.
Right,
we'll
they took Ali Napoli right out of that game.
Right. We'll see if Boyle switches to that kind of defense. Molly going to launch a 3. That looks good. It's a little bit long. Mabe almost picked up a second unnecessarily foul. Grace now with the ball up top. Swings it out to the left. This Lynnfield offense is pretty well spaced out. Good hands on the inside. Good drive.
Oh, we got a box out.
Girl didn't get rewarded with that basket. Page with the rebound out to Molly. So let's see what kind of offense they run here. Swings it to Maeve. Maeve's still up top. Molly, a second three-pointer of the game. That one's long as well. A little bit of chaos inside. Caitlin comes up with it, goes up and gets fouled. And she's going to go to the line, just like you said. Yep. So an uneven start here, about 3.5 minutes into this game. They've had a couple of good possessions. They've got a couple good looks, but they haven't sort of settled into an offensive rhythm, it doesn't feel like yet.
We just need a couple to fall in for them, give them some confidence.
They've had a couple games where they've gone down early, but then stayed competitive and stayed aggressive throughout. They just need to make sure if they do fall. The Hamilton-Wenham game, as Caitlin sings in both, the Hamilton-Wenham game in the tournament, Hamilton-Wenham came out in the 3rd quarter and really put a beat down on Triton, which Triton never recovered from. If they can avoid that kind of upset, that kind of run by another team. 22 taking a long 3, not going to go. Another offensive rebound by Lynnfield. Another offensive rebound by Lynnfield. Good no call underneath. Molly's going to drive, and no call on either end. Yep. You gotta like that. So long as it stays that way all the way through. Grace is going to drive, try and scoop one up. It's not going to go.
She doesn't have the numbers.
Molly swings it out to Caitlin. Caitlin finds Maeve. Maeve's not going to shoot that. Thinking about driving, doesn't. Decent shot by Avery.
Having everyone high like that, we don't get any rebounds.
Maeve right underneath. Get in there. Come on in, drop.
It's a good effort.
So Maeve's going to go to the line. Good steal. Good pressure steal.
Yeah. Just, we need some people down low that, that during the offense, they need to be down low so that when those shots go up, we're already in position to get those rebounds. And we play kind of a high offense, so it's hard for the Vikes to get some rebounds there.
Triton doesn't have a lot of size, but that's where you got to position yourself better. I mean, it's not always about the height in basketball, believe it or not.
Right, it's about positioning for sure.
So Maeve hits the first and the second. And Triton takes a 2-point lead. Very low scoring quarter so far. We'll see how this game plays out, but it's been a lot of defense and a lot of grace on Lynnfield. Grace, I should know her last name by now, Klonsky.
Well, the low score works in our favor for sure.
Yeah, it does. So third possession in a row that Lynnfield is trying to get the ball into Klonsky's hands to shoot. Doesn't work for the third time. Molly looks at another three, swings it out to Maeve again. Maeve's going to drive, little finger roll, but it's not going to go. Good defense. It's going to stay Triton's ball. Four high set for the inbound play. Out to Avery on the wing. Avery finds Molly inside. Good look to Caitlin. Good look to Paige. Paige with the move. Nice spin. Not quite there. And
She's going to be a little
can't pull
stronger
up a
with
rebound.
that.
Yep. Can't quite pull up a rebound there either. Klonsky with the ball up top. Swinging it around. I don't think we've seen a substitution in this game yet. These girls have been playing the whole time. This entire quarter. Neither coach seems to feel like they need to come out yet. Even at 3 on fouls. Even at 4 on the score. Inside to Avery. Avery can't swing it around. You need a bounce pass there, and she unfortunately didn't get it to Paige.
It's a good recovery from them. Get back.
It was on the line, and that's going to be long, and it's going to be out.
The Vikes did a good job recovering there. You know, could have been a one-on-one, but 2 of them got back to slow that down.
And for the first time, it looks like Lynnfield pressing, although I don't think Triton's really inbounded the ball that many times. Gets it to Paige. Paige muscles her way by. Looks to Maeve. Maeve looks to drive, and she does, and not a great shot. It's not going to go. I'm allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to say anything like that about any other player on this court, but I'm allowed to say that. As far as I know what the rules are. Good pressure by Triton again. Good not getting the foul.
She's going to get that whistle.
Good.
There it is.
Yeah, it was going to come eventually.
Not smart,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she's going to be coming out.
Second foul on Paige. She's going to have to sit. Yeah. Jamie is coming in to play along with her sister and the rest of the starters. Still a 4-4 game here. Neither offense has really got anything clicking yet. A couple of shooters that just haven't seen the ball drop for them, including number 3 on Lynnfield and, of course, Molly for Triton. Good hands by Avery. Put that ball out of bounds with about 18 left on the shot clock. Quick moving game.
Yeah.
We're almost all the way through the first. I don't think there's been just a couple of free throws.
Well, we had those first really quick 3 or 4 fouls, and then it slowed down there for a little bit with the fouls. They started to let him play. That's a great block.
Excellent block by Maeve. Caitlin with pressure on her. She's got Molly. Doesn't quite see her in time. Has to pull it back out. Swings it to Maeve. Maeve uses the pick. Doesn't go anywhere with it. It's got to go all the way over to Jamie. Swings it to Molly. Molly steps up, and that's a great 3. Oh, that looked good.
She's just got to feel the flow a little better.
Going to be a jump ball. Should be a jump ball. That hurts.
It's tough to call. He was behind that, so I'm not sure how he could see that there was contact there.
Guessing you don't know his name then, huh?
Do not know that official. Sorry. He's not a lacrosse official or field hockey official.
I see. There we go. He gets no breaks from us then for the rest of this game. Lynnfield still swinging the ball around the outside a lot. Their offense really hasn't seemed to get clicking either. Number 3's gone a few times with the ball inside. Oh, but they are getting offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Like
You
crazy.
got to find a body. You got to find a body and box it out.
When they watch this game again, that's exactly what you're going to see. Is the ball swings into the corner, and you know the girl's going to shoot. That's where you just need to find the body near you and put yourself into it. Instead, that girl was able to climb right in and get a rebound. And now it's 6 fouls already, and they're going to be in the bonus, hopefully not before the quarter ends. Another shot, and that one will drop. Another one will drop for 3. So there's finally a shooter that found her stroke in this game. Pressure now on Triton.
We need somebody in the middle here.
Molly to Jamie. Jamie's going to dribble, look around, just going right, nice pass,
shot.
right down the middle. Ball is not falling. Shots are not falling.
You know, don't have their normal routine for the day. You know, they weren't in school.
Right.
It's tough to get them going.
Well, they get 1 quarter's break, and then,
That's right.
and then they got to step it up. So 7-4 now. Again, a very low-scoring game. but you're right. Favors Triton in the long run. Good little move inside. Great little move inside. Good board by Caitlin, and then she gets fouled by number 22. A little bit of a break there for Triton. They set up in their standard press break. They haven't changed it too much this season. I guess they really haven't needed to. Although right now they need to do something different. There we go. Got the ball out.
You just, they got to stop bringing the ball up on the sideline. We're adding an extra defender when we do that. You really want to get the ball to the middle so the person in the middle can turn and hit whoever's coming down on each side.
I think it's so tempting as a player that you see the space on the sideline. That's why you go to it, and you see the crowd in the middle, and that's why you veer away from it. But you're exactly right. That's what you can't do. So time running out here in the quarter. Nice little step.
Fake.
Good move.
Euro
Good
step.
little Euro step.
Yes.
Nothing. And they're not going to be able to get off that last shot. So a really strange end of the first. 7-4 Lynnfield.
Which still favors us,
It does favor us.
Yeah,
it does
we're only
favor
down
us.
by 3, and it's really low scoring.
And I think all of Triton's points have come on the free throw line. I think that's right. Yeah. So we've had Caitlin White with 2 free throws and Maeve with 2 free throws. So thankfully we're shooting 100% from the line. Otherwise this game would look even different than it does at 7-4.
Well, that means we've raised a little money for the Play for K fundraiser.
That's
since
right.
We've hit them
That's
from the line.
So when you played, it's because you played point guard, right, for Triton back in the day? In the other gym, the old gym, I was corrected before the game. It wasn't in this gym.
Never played. Well, I have played on this floor as an alumni game, but
an alumni game.
Yes.
Excellent. So how good was Triton when you played for Triton?
We were really good.
Yeah.
We never won a Cal championship, but we were always either second or third. We made the state tournament every year that we played.
Nice.
All 4 years that I was on the team, and
And who was the coach when you were playing here?
It was Les Murray.
Les Murray.
He's actually the secretary of the Cape Ann League at the moment.
No kidding.
Yes.
All right. So he's stuck around too. That's nice.
Yeah, he was a special ed teacher here while he was coaching here. So,
Nice.
Tough coach, but we learned a lot. We learned a lot of basketball.
Did you have any 1,000-point scorers with you when you were playing?
So Sean Corkum, Elizabeth McAndrews, who's the principal at Amesbury. I played with her. She was 2 years ahead of me.
Yeah.
So was on the court when she scored her 1,000th point.
Nice.
So.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. We saw that the other night when we were at Masco. One of the Masco girls got her 1,000th point, and it was nice. It was actually it was nice to see, not competitively, of course not. Didn't want to see them win the game,
right.
But it was nice to see the girl clearly was a talented player and clearly put in the time.
She's quite an athlete, Mac. She's from Northeastern to play field hockey. So.
Oh, she is. She's
yeah.
D1 field hockey player.
Yeah.
No kidding. So Molly inside to Avery. Avery swings it to Maeve. Maeve takes a look, but there's 3 defenders over there, so she's not going to drive. She's got to find something else to do. Tries to make a pass. Doesn't quite work. Somebody needs to get a clean shot off. And there's a decent shot, and there's a good rebound by Avery. But she's going to get tied up, and that's going to be Lynnfield ball then. Oh, no, it's going to be a foul.
She's going to foul. She's got her hand up.
Nice.
Yeah.
So on number 10, and I did not spend enough time before the game to memorize the names and numbers of the visiting Lynnfield Pioneers.
My glasses on.
The print is too small for us old people.
Caroline Waisner.
Swings it out to Avery. Got a fresh shot clock here. And they can't seem to get a good play off.
It's going to be a bounce pass there.
Yep, you got to do something else. So both teams are 1 foul away from the bonus, and that's going to be it right there. Jamie knew she was behind her and out of position on that. Unfortunately, going to send the Pioneers to the line and put the 7th foul on the board for Triton. So we have Caitlin Frary in the game now as well, number 3, taking over for. Looks like she came in for Caitlin White. She was early in the season. Frary was had a lot of points, had a lot coming off the bench, a lot of outside shooting, solid player. She hasn't been as involved as much in the offense the last few weeks.
She's been hampered by sickness. She had walking pneumonia, and this whole team has been battling something. So luckily she got to play a little bit in the JV game today, so maybe she's all warmed up for us.
Maeve, a chance to shoot right at the free throw line, passes it up, goes to Frary, back to Maeve, inside to Jamie. Jamie to her sister, Avery to her sister Jamie, and then that pass doesn't quite work, and the ball's going to go out with about 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Now, the last time they had the ball right here in the last possession, they didn't get a clean shot off, so hopefully they can get something to work here. It's going to swing out to Caitlin That's her shot, but she's not got the opening for it. Molly's going to take a step. She's got to take that a little bit quicker. Jamie's got to shoot, and she doesn't. She travels instead. Jamie smiles because she knows what she did. And she can hear in the back of her head, she can hear her head coach from 8th grade telling her not to smile when she messes up. So not to have so much fun out there. Pioneers with the ball, 8-4 lead. Solid defense by Triton here in that zone that they've been working.
I'd like to see us come out a little bit closer to the three-point line because we know that they can hit those.
Number 3 tries to drive.
Good hand there by Molly.
And Molly's got a chance, but the ball's getting she's going to catch up to it. Nice. Swings it out to Caitlin. A little bit chaotic here. A lot of errant passes that have been scooped up, which is good. Oh, and that, not a foul. Maeve with a huge board and up. Ooh, don't get that other foul. Wow. Frustrating inside today. Hopefully that changes by the end of the game. And there's the 3 by Lynnfield again. That one's going to be a little shy. 2 girls pounding Jamie, and they managed to get it and play it off of Jamie's leg. No.
Nope, it's coming our way. She must have stepped on the line.
So Triton still hasn't gotten a field goal.
Yeah. Nothing from the floor yet.
10 minutes into this game. Caitlin Frary just loses the ball. Just wasn't, I don't know what she was looking for, but she wasn't looking at her teammates, and then that's going to be an easy drive for Lynnfield for another 2 points.
Yeah, our point guards need to do a better job of keeping the ball. You know, it's their job.
They've almost took it to that spot where you told them not to go. And there's Frary with her first shot of the game, and it looked good, but it didn't go.
That's it, Avery.
Inside. There's our first field goal of the game.
It was a nice bounce pass.
Avery
right off the dribble from Molly.
Yeah, Molly's the true point guard on this team, I think.
She's gonna be more in control. She's got to run the show.
Caitlin Frary bringing it down now, looking around, dribbling through 2. Maeve with a good scoop and a good little run, and it doesn't quite drop. She's going to be frustrated. She's had a couple of good looks that haven't gone. Lynnfield slowing it down. Molly plays pretty solid defense, too. She's usually matched up against a point guard, so it's one of those things you want to try and give a point guard some distance if you can from their star player to give them a little bit more on the offensive end, especially when you're struggling like this on offense.
That's it. That was a good collapse.
Pivot by number 5. Decent shot and another offensive rebound for Lynnfield. Good strip by Molly. Excellent play. Just as I was talking about her defense, she comes up with some good defense. Brings it down, looks to Frary. Frary. Oh, not a good look inside though. Needed at least a bounce pass there. And I don't think Triton does enough positioning where you don't go stand in a spot. You go and you push a girl out of your way to get the spot.
They don't seal very well.
Yep. Swings it out.
Once they learn to use their bodies, seal. Catching
Long
in the pass
3.
would be easy.
Maeve with the board. Although that almost looked like a pass from Lynnfield on that. So, but it still goes down as a rebound. Maeve on the wing. Picks up her dribble a little soon. Avery
nice
finds
pass.
her sister. Beautiful look inside. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Karen to Karen, and we get another basket. 10-8 now. Triton pulling it back. The timeout by the Lynnfield coach.
It's good. Using that high post, when no one collapses on her, if she can turn like that and have the time to make a pass like that, that'd be great.
Yeah, that looked good. That looked like good. That had a better flow to the offensive rhythm the last couple possessions. But they've given up a couple of silly turnovers where they just haven't really been paying attention, and that'll hurt them over the course of the game. But the fouls have slowed down. I think we had that first foul was early in the second quarter, and they haven't had any since. So both teams playing a pretty clean game, and credit to the referees for not blowing the whistle too often, right?
Yeah, it seemed like when we began it was going to be a whistle fest, but then they started to let them play a little bit. So you referee, right? I do.
And so how much does you can be honest here, we're only on television, how much does your let them play versus call it tight, how much does that ebb and flow in a game, or do you feel like you go into every game with the same feeling all the time?
No, it's definitely you look at the teams that you have, the level of play that you have, and you don't want to take the game away from the players for sure. Obviously if there are blatant fouls, you're going to call the blatant fouls, but if there's a lot of ticky-tack stuff where there's no advantage for either player, then you're going to let that play out. And luckily in field hockey and lacrosse, you can say that out loud. You can say play on, let it play. You don't have that luxury here in basketball. If it's a foul, you got to call it. So Yeah, you couldn't pay me enough to be a basketball official. So.
Well, we're paying you a lot to sit here and comment on this game, so yeah. I totally understand that, and I think it's from the coach's perspective, having coached a lot, it's frustrating when it changes mid-game. I'm okay with them playing, call it the same way throughout, but when you feel like it changes, that's when it gets frustrating.
Just let it go, Molly. Just let it go. There you go. Good.
She did. Nice, and it should be their ball right down there where it went out.
Right.
So we got Paige Levitt on the floor now as well. We actually have 4 sophomores out there and a freshman for Triton right now. Molly's going to go all the way back to Maeve, swing it back to Molly, and she's going to hit that. That looked good. That looked good. That looked good. Get into it, Molly. Here we go. So 4 sophomores and a freshman on the court right now for Triton. Paige Levitt, Molly Kibble, Maeve Heffernan, and Jamie Kieran, along with Caitlin Frary. And they take the lead for the first time in the game, I think. Number 5 in the middle. Good cut by number 3. Paige keeps up with her, though, and manages to shut her down, not let her get a clean shot off.
That's a
good shot, though, from the outside by number 11 for Lynnfield. Let's keep an eye on her. It should be, is that going to be a 1-and-1? There we go. Shooting a 1-and-1 now for Molly.
Good chunk of time left. They can take advantage of this and get to the line.
Plenty of time. They got a little energy going. That was nice. They came out of a timeout by Lynnfield to end up getting the ball, getting the 3 off, taking the lead. That's good. Molly short and to the left on her first 1-and-1. So number 3 with the ball in her hand again. Both teams now in the bonus. Swings it to 11, who we now know is a shooter, that's for sure. Number 5 decides not to drive. 33 had 12 underneath, but elects to go for it and gets it on Molly. That was a good shot.
She had her, she was all over. Still made it.
Maeve brings it across half court. Looks for somebody to be moving around. Her teammates are a little stagnant right now. Paige Levitt keeps the handle. This, unfortunately, is the wrong spot to dribble to. Swings the ball way around, finds Maeve. Maeve's got to decide what to do and puts up a 3, and it just goes a little bit off. So we will find out from our stats guy, Eric Gundrum, who's with us today, how many field goals the Triton actually has. I know they had 4 points off of, almost a steal, 4 points off of the free throws, and I think the other 7 all came on shots from the outside and inside. Is that right? Yep. So they still haven't really got an offensive rhythm going early into this game. Not early, halfway through this game. Number 3 drives, takes a little look, does decide not to go. No, didn't quite get away with it.
It should have been his call, but she picked it up.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a trip. Not a lot, but just enough. And I know your daughter doesn't play soccer, so we won't talk about flopping, but there was a little bit of an embellishment there on that. Just saying.
She was driving to the hoop and got that foot taken right out from her, so it's a good call.
It's easier to call when you're looking at the jersey and not the actual call itself, so just saying. So the first one goes for
Once
Lynnfield.
a zebra,
the second
always
one looks
a zebra.
a little short, but it actually drops in. And so now pressure again from Lynnfield. Maeve with the ball. It's going to dribble past the screen, but she's going to lose it on the steal, and then she's going to run to the girl and get the call for the foul. And that's a frustration foul when you turn the ball over and then you immediately pick up a foul. And that's probably her 3rd. It's a second on Maeve. 9 fouls total for Triton with a minute and a half to go. And they're down by 6. Felt like when they took that 11-9 lead, it felt good. And then all of a sudden, Lynnfield's just been on a bit of a run here, an 8-point run, make it a 9-point run.
It happened pretty quickly, too.
It happened very quickly. I think only 1 3-pointer out of all of it, but it happened very quickly. 10-point run. So 10-point run by...
I think we had a violation here. Yep.
All right. So 9-point run by Lynnfield.
Violation on blue.
Boyle calls a timeout with a minute and a half left. So Lynnfield's been pressing. And here, I'm going to run this theory by you as a basketball player and a coach and all that. Lynnfield's been pressing, and it's been working. They just got a turnover on that last one and followed by a foul. If I was Lynnfield right now, take off the press, because he's spending all of this time right now working on how to get the ball through the press. Tell them what you want to do on offense.
Either that, or you change up the press. So they've been pressing full court. Maybe bring one back that's three-quarter or half-court.
Yep.
For sure.
But
it's always a little bit of a head game, chess game when you take timeouts. You know what one coach is going over, so you really want to come out with something different.
We saw this in the Hamilton-Wenham game, the boys' game, a couple of weeks ago, where end of the games, it was the last couple possessions, and Hamilton-Wenham's press had been working great. And so Triton called the timeout. They prepared they lined up, they put the 4 across and everything, and Hamilton-Wenham was on the other side of the court. Just pulled it back, and then as soon as they got the ball to half court, it was a beautifully done half-court trap that got the ball away from him. And it was just one of those things. You could tell in the timeout he was preparing them for that press, and then the press wasn't there.
Right.
And the players right now, they're ready to execute on whatever Coach Boyle said. But if there's no press on, the next time they're down here like this, what are the odds they're going to, it'll be as fresh in their minds, they'll be able to execute it as well. So it's tricky. It's always tricky. But then again, you don't want to go away from what's working, and that press was working for them. So why pull it off? So here we go now. Jamie is the first option. She's going to dribble it up and be in trouble. But she gets it away to Maeve. Maeve had Caitlin, drives instead, kicks it to Caitlin. She can hit that 3, and she just puts it a little long.
She's got to settle her feet first. Her feet are still moving, bouncing around.
Number 2 for Lynnfield. Good drive. Got to be a charge.
Yes, nice drive.
Absolutely. Nice play by Molly. She set up, read the scorecard, looked at her watch. She was there for a long time before that girl ran into her. So they're switching it up now. Triton running the same kind of inbound play, though. This time they got to avoid. And there's a good toss to Jamie.
She's got to catch it first.
And
we tried too many times.
It's going to be Triton ball somehow.
Put the ball to the ground when it's in the air by not catching it first. We got to catch that ball first.
I may have heard you yell that a few times in the stands.
Maybe.
A few times. Out to Caitlin Ferry. She's going to shoot again. That looks good. And again, it's a little bit short.
She's got to keep shooting.
Yep.
She's going to start falling.
She's a shooter. That's what you need. Molly missed 2 threes before she made one, so that was on Jamie, and Jamie gets away with it.
Wow.
A lot of luck there. With 1 minute left in this game, Molly's just going to go. And a good block by 11. But in Molly's defense, that's great play by Molly, because too many times I've seen her pull that out and not go in strong with that. She went in strong with it. The girl made a good play.
Right.
What are you going to do? Get the ball back and take another shot. Comes Caitlin, swings out, she goes all the way back to Maeve.
Oh, Caitlin could have posted up right there.
45 seconds on the clock now. Maeve looking to drive, and she gets fouled instead. 1-2. So number 12 with the foul. Maeve's going to go to the line again.
That's her second one.
Chance to end this. This has been a 9-point Lynnfield run. Triton's had 2 or 3 good looks. First time to the line, though, since this run started. And Maeve hits it. So Maeve and Molly have not come off the court yet, so we'll see when they come back from halftime if he's going to give them a little bit extra rest coming into the start of the half. Maeve hits both of her free throws. Cut that lead down to 5.
Yeah, Paige and Caitlin have been resting this whole quarter.
A long time, yeah. 33 now. Good look inside, but doesn't take it. Number 3, she's dangerous. Makes a great pass.
That's it, Paige. That was a great job by Paige Levitt.
Excellent. She's one of the best defenders on this team without question. I'm going to argue she's one of the best defenders because she had 2 older brothers. That definitely helps. So Molly's going to drive, take a shot, and it's going to be a little bit long, and there's still 7 seconds left on the clock, and number 3 is fast. Caitlin Ferry gets a steal. Throw it up. So Paige Levitt's going to dribble the ball out, and we're going to go into halftime down by 5. But at least at the end of that, they cut that lead down a little bit, and they were playing angry, playing faster, playing with a little bit of attitude.
It's been competitive, and that's what you want. You don't want those Masco and Pentucket games where you're getting blown out of the water with 3 minutes into the game. So it's good to see the competitiveness.
Yeah. It's nice to see the competitiveness when you're getting blown out, but they're still in there fighting. It's better to see the competitives now when they have the chance to go on a run themselves, come out at halftime, get Paige Volpone back on the floor, get Caitlin White back on the floor, get Ava, get somebody else out there to give some of those girls a little bit of a rest.
Right.
And see if something else clicks on offense. I mean, you never know. You never know who has the hot hand until they make a basket.
I mean, we don't have a lot of size, but we do have a couple of bigger girls on the bench. I'd love to see them come in and get down on the post and help out with some rebounds, so that Caitlin White can get out on the break, so that she's not the one that's rebounding the ball.
Right. Yeah. That's one thing that I'd love to see more of is send a girl when the shot goes up. We're not getting great rebounds on the defensive end anyway.
Right.
So when that shot goes up, send a girl, let her go, and have that outlet that you can go to quick and sort of initiate that fast break as fast as you can. So our stats guy is going down to check the book, so he can come back with the accurate stats for us. But meanwhile, our camera crew of Carmela and Izzy are still working, and we have Robin and Emma and Riley, and one of them is going to come over here and have a chat with us and tell us about the JV game. I'm not sure which one.
I thought it was Riley.
Could be Robin, could be Riley, could be any one of them.
Right. They had to go get some candy. They got to support.
They got to support the.
Support.
Yeah. So, and maybe after the game we can talk to your daughter, see what she thinks,
maybe
how she played. Now this is her last year. She's got in the springtime is lacrosse.
Yeah.
And that's what she's going to school for. Well, she's going to school to study. I know.
She's going to play a little lacrosse and do a little studying.
That's good. All right.
Now,
how's the lacrosse team look for the upcoming season?
For Triton, it looks really good. We've got some young players coming up, and we've got a good core of veterans coming in. And they made the state tournament last year. We're the underdogs in their first state tournament game, won that game, and then we lost in the second tournament game. But to make the state tournament and get a win, it's a good momentum for the program, and I'm excited for lacrosse this year. I'm excited for lacrosse anytime, but I'm
sure you are. So I know with basketball, there's always the holiday tournament, and that bounces around different towns. Is there a similar mid-season tournament for lacrosse? Or
not really. There's really not enough time with all the rainouts that you have. It's so hard to get your scheduled games in. Never mind if you've got a rain day or something happens with all the events like prom and senior banquet and all those things get in the way with the spring sports. Spring sports the hardest sport to assign for officials because there's so many changes made with the spring schedules.
Right. So. Well, and we've had some Mays where it's just rained nonstop, and then, you can't play in that. So, are there tournaments over the course of the summer? I think I feel like, and I'm asking because it seems like Triton has a beautiful facility for lacrosse. I mean, that's a great field out there.
So there's a youth league called the MBGLL, and they're actually going to be hosting their jamboree here using the Triton fields. Now, we're here about 5 or 6 years ago and did the same thing before the turf came in. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the teens weekend that we have coming up in June. They're going to be hosting a big tournament here. So
good. That's great for Triton. I mean, it's great.
Sure.
It's great to use that facility too, because every time I walk into that stadium, I think it's a nice stadium.
It's the best view in the Cal.
It is a spectacular view.
Yes.
It can be really cold. It's kind of like San Francisco sometimes, where it's a beautiful day and unbelievably cold in that stadium. But I think we're going to talk to Riley Bell. Is that who's going to come over here for our halftime interview? I think she's coming around now.
Yeah.
We'll bring her in and we can talk about the JV game and the JV season. I know they got their first win the other night. She's got to come all the way around.
Can you come under?
Excellent. Miss Riley Bell? Yes. Give us just a second. We'll get your microphone up and then we can hear you. It's the important part. Bring the mic right up to your mouth. It feels weird, I know, but okay.
Right.
Fantastic. So tell us about the JV game. How'd it go today?
I think it went pretty well. We worked hard. The second half was definitely better than the first.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we did our best.
And how about the win the other night at Gloucester?
Oh, that was really good. We worked really hard, and I think that night we were really confident in our playing because we thought we could beat them. So we weren't really intimidated. And I think next time we see Lynnfield, we can play like that.
Excellent.
The way you did in the second half. Yeah, the first half was a little choppy, but you guys definitely improved in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the team is all freshmen, is that right?
Yes.
So have you played with a lot of these girls before in Triton Youth Basketball?
Yeah, we've been together since 4th grade, except for a few girls that joined this year, so we're pretty closely bonded, and yeah, it's pretty fun.
That's a big part of basketball, right? Having the same teammates all the time that you can play with?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, if you guys can stay together for 4 years, it's going to be a long senior night.
Yeah.
So, and your sister played, right?
Yeah.
Was she an inspiration for you?
Yes. She taught me a lot that I know, but I'm kind of sad that she's not playing this year, but that's her choice.
Yep.
Good for her.
Yeah.
She's doing well in track, so yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the track team is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So you absolutely can't fault anybody for that. And so you play the point, right? And that's what your
Yes.
sister played.
Yes.
Okay, is that sort of like a family thing? You have to play point guard? You don't have a choice?
I honestly think it's just because we're small. Our family is small. It happens. No, but she helped me learn how to play point, and then I just kind of took after her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it won't hurt to to learn some post-up moves too, because you
Yeah.
never know when you need those.
Yeah.
So who was your coach when you were in 8th grade?
I had Miss Christian
Okay.
in 8th grade and 7th grade,
Okay.
and a lot of the girls playing this year also were on that team.
We're on that team. So do you hear from your coach this year? Is she giving you any more tips and pointers and seeing your games?
Yeah, well, she came to our practice a few days ago and helped us out and said she liked that we improved and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty nice having her around. She does the clock and stuff for us, or book. Not really
That's
sure.
cool.
But yeah.
All right. So but she's not yelling stuff from she can't from down there doing
Yeah.
the
She'll
clock.
Be quiet.
Yeah. Not too much.
And so all the players on your team, is there anyone that sort of stands out as like you think of her and you think of how your teammate plays and you look at the thing over there with the 1,000-point club and you think, okay, my teammate so-and-so is going to be on that banner. Is there anyone that stands out?
I don't think so. I think our team is more of like a family approach. We don't really have a lot of standout players. We try not to, at least. We share the ball a lot. We try to get everybody to score in a game. I think there's some girls that could for sure reach that if they really work hard starting now. But I don't think we have one standout girl that does everything for our team like some other teams do.
Okay.
Good. A little collaborative there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And so what's the best moment you've had this season playing basketball?
Honestly, I think it was our win against Gloucester, because playing up through 4th grade, we've known Gloucester. We know a lot of the girls. And they used to be an intimidating team, to be a close game, so we never really knew who would win. And we didn't have any wins yet, so it was kind of nice to beat them. I know it sounds kind of mean, but it was nice to have a win for once.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, got to be proud of the wins.
Yeah.
So what's your best basketball memory overall?
I think in 8th grade, when our travel team won the championship overall, that was pretty nice, because our entire season we had we lost almost every game, and then we got bumped down for the finals, and we went all the way with no losses.
Wow, it's fantastic.
So yeah, it was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was all season you were maybe playing in a division that was a little too high for you guys.
Yeah.
Had you been in the right division the whole season,
Mhm.
maybe it would have been a little differently with
Yeah.
the record.
Yep.
But look at that, prepared you for that tournament.
They really did.
Playing
yeah.
the higher level games.
Yeah.
Are there certain girls on the varsity team that you look up to in particular that you want to play like, that you emulate, or you try and mimic their style of basketball?
I would like to any of the seniors. I like Caitlin White. She really never really gives up in a game. She kind of just always works. And even if the score doesn't reflect how hard she's working, she still gives it her all and stuff. And any of the seniors, Paige, Ava, any of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good senior class. I like the girls.
It's good to have some leadership roles there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
And it seems like those 3 seniors have really taken in all levels, and as well, making the freshmen feel comfortable,
Yeah.
being part of the team. So that's a good thing when they can do that.
Yeah.
Good. It's going to be a good I'm looking forward to calling a bunch of games when you're like you said, senior night.
Yeah.
We got to read 10
Yeah,
names. That'll be
that's right.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So excellent.
Yeah.
And now you're going to go back to which part of the job are you doing tonight for the?
I'm filming on the top of the bleachers, so I just get the wide shots.
Oh, nice.
Not
All
too
right.
hard.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we have a big crew for this. It's nice doing an afternoon game. It makes
Yeah.
makes a difference. It's a lot easier than those nighttime games. So thank you
Yeah.
very much for helping out,
Thank
and
you
thanks for coming up here at halftime. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Riley.
All right, so we're about ready to get back here. Triton's already out on the floor. And we got the 2 Karen sisters, Molly, Paige Levitt, and Caitlin White back out there. And since we have a minute, we'll go over the halftime stats. Triton with only 15 total rebounds. to only 18 by Lynnfield, although honestly it felt a lot more lopsided than that.
Right.
But 4 offensive rebounds for Triton and only 11 defensive rebounds. Molly with 3 points, Jamie Karen with 2 points, Maeve Heffernan with 2, Caitlin White with 2, and Avery Karen with 2. And I'm going to have a chat with my stats guy because I know I saw my daughter hit 4 straight free throws. So we'll talk about that in a bit. For Lynnfield, it's been number 33 and number 5, surprisingly, and then 7 other players with points. So they have definitely spread the ball out a lot more, and we'll see if that continues in this half and what kind of adjustments they've made. So Triton is back to looks like a man-to-man again. Number 3, long shot, doesn't go, almost grabs the rebound. Instead, Caitlin White rips it away, dribbles fast, decides to pull it back, settle into an offense here. So Molly finds Avery, and Avery with a nice little runner. Great start to the half. A couple of quick, good passes. And that's another thing you can change on your offense is you can tell your players how quick to shoot. 2 passes and shoot as opposed to pass and pass and pass and pass. So, and yes, I was right. Maeve did have 4 points in the game. So Mr. Gundram has been our stats guy for a few years now. He's invaluable. But if there's any numbers I'm going to know, it's probably my own daughter's. So Lynnfield with the ball now, number 3 again. Swings it out to number 4. And she stops for a shot, goes a little bit long, but gets her own rebound, goes back up. No call underneath, and Triton again with a good offensive or defensive rebound. Molly bringing it down. Looks to drive, kicks it out to, and Paige Levitt with the shot, and it looked good, but it was a little bit long. But again, I don't know if Boyle told him this, but 2 passes and shoot. Let's get the offense moving at a quicker pace. We'll see if it works. So Lynnfield, on the other hand, has slowed it down quite a bit. Ball's back in number 3's hands again. Good look inside, and Jamie and Paige Levitt were both a little bit out of position there on number 5.
So Jamie's 3rd.
Maeve was the top scorer in the first half. How do you like them apples? So on the line now is number 5, one of the 2 twin seniors for Lynnfield. She actually had 4 points in the first half. She's going to miss the front end of these free throws.
Yeah, so Paige has played against those 2 twins in both basketball and lacrosse since 4th grade.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's funny how you recognize, the kids from the other teams.
Right.
After all these years.
That's one of the questions I usually have, and I probably should have asked Riley that I think it's really important, how much of a difference does playing multi-sports make on any one particular sport. Good tie-up. Should be Triton ball. Yep, sure is. But I mean, does playing lacrosse and playing field hockey help you be a better basketball player?
Oh, I think so. If you ask any college coach, they love to recruit 3-sport athletes. So, just gives you more game sense.
I think that's a big part of it. You just see the field, you see whatever it is better. Number 3 with a beautiful little drive. Realized that Triton's defense was a little bit asleep. And drives. Molly coming down to do the exact same thing. Going to swing all the way around, sent it to Paige. Paige did travel, but not called. And Molly hits a shot. Nice, and there's a timeout. Timeout for Triton. They come out, so they were down at the half. What were they down at the half? I don't remember the halftime score. I wrote down the end of the first. I forgot to write down the end of the half, but
13-18. We were down by 5.
13-18 at the half, and they've closed it just by 1 bucket, but still, it feels like Triton's offense is a lot faster right now.
For sure.
It's a much better looking offense.
If they are doing that 2 pass and shoot, it would cut down on some turnovers for sure. It seems like we turn the ball over a lot when we have a lot of passes.
Yep. There was a Lynnfield game, a boys game again against Lynnfield a couple of years ago, where Lynnfield was a much better team, like they were undefeated or something, and Triton was coming in really struggling. And the first half was all defense, and Lynnfield just couldn't seem to ever get a breakaway, couldn't do anything on the offensive end. They come out at halftime, and it was like the Lynnfield coach just told his players, I want you to race up the court as fast as you can, no more than 1 pass before someone shoots. and it totally changed the game because all of a sudden they were once they got a little bit of a lead, then they felt that comfort, like, okay, we're not, now the pressure's off, we know we're going to win this game, and they went into their normal offense and ran away with it. But it was interesting to see that kind of halftime adjustment a coach can make that can really change the tenor of the game right away. I think we've seen a little bit of that from Triton, so hopefully it keeps going here. Triton not pressing though as we start the half. Grace Klonsky with the ball again. Gives it up to number 4. Looks inside. Pick. She was there. She's going to go outside against Paige. Good little move inside. Good body. Good position. Everything went well, but the shot dropped. Nothing you can do about that. Molly, a little bit of pressure on her. Runs right into it. Gets it off to Paige Levitt, who gets fouled. Nice. Now, I'm glad Molly made that pass. Drives me crazy when they dribble into 3 defenders.
Right.
You are allowed to say that. And I coached her for 5 years, so obviously I messed up on one part of her coaching, didn't I? Then
Yeah.
I guess it's a little bit on me. Out to Paige. Paige is going to drive, lose the handle on it. Avery's got it. She's going to dribble into the corner and look for some help. She's going to find it with Molly. Molly up top. She's got Caitlin on the far right if she goes to her, and she's got to. Inside to Avery. Avery with a little move.
That's okay.
A little bit too hard, but it's going to be.
She's just got to pick her head up sooner so she can see that box on the board there. Aim for that box.
The ball went out. I thought it was going to be a foul on Jamie. But instead, it was just the ball just went out of bounds. And Molly's pass is a little bit errant, and now Paige Levitt's got to play defense without fouling, and unfortunately she does, and the bucket's good. And just like that, Lynnfield's lead is extended again.
She's fast enough to get in front of that. She shouldn't be riding the side.
Run to the spot, not,
right,
not
for sure.
the girl's going to drive the lane.
She's so quick. She should be able to get there really easily.
So Lynnfield now at the line. Yeah, that point scored. 24 looks about right. 7-point lead now for Lynnfield. Chance to extend it here. Maeve coming back in, probably for Paige. So Lynnfield extends the lead halfway through the third quarter. Maeve in for Paige. And Lynnfield's gonna press again. To Molly. Molly back to Caitlin.
Somebody middle.
A lot of pressure.
Can't
quite get the ball across. No timeout for Triton, and instead a turnover. Down 8 now. And that offense that looked good when they first started has kind of disappeared. Now their defense needs to step up and keep them in this. Good drive. A little bit of a wild shot. Maeve with the board. Gets it to Molly. Molly's got some room to run up the sideline, and she does. Pulls it back out and takes a 3. Looked like it was tipped. In any case, it doesn't drop. Now Lynnfield quickly down the court. Before almost loses the control on Maeve. Goes for the steal, doesn't get it. Little short jump or long jumper doesn't go. Good rip by. That's going to be Lynnfield's ball. Paige Volpone coming back in for Jamie. So we got basically the starting 5 out there now for Triton. Down by 8. A lot of time left in this game, though. Lynnfield content to swing it around the outside. Really only one girl anywhere near the paint. Now they put another one down there. Still a lot of spacing on that. Number 3 looking inside. Can't find her opening. Goes outside again. Good pass to number 5. A lot of crowd all the way around her. She took an extra step. I didn't see it.
It's a tough shot. I mean, she was basically behind the basketball hoop and she was trying to shoot that.
And there's the timeout. So Triton timeout, 17:25. They had that little run at the beginning when this half started, and then they've kind of floundered a bit.
Yeah, they've petered out a little.
Some of it is, but shots just didn't go. I mean, I think Molly's look on that last 3 was a pretty good look. She had a defender on her, but it was definitely her shot and her spot on the floor. Ball just didn't fall. I do think they need to find a press break that they can, almost like an emergency press break. Like, we're going to run this, and it's always going to work. Because there too many times I feel like they get They get delayed in getting their offense going because they're spending all their effort to break the press.
Right.
And it's crazy because when you see teams that
Effortlessly.
thank you.
There we go.
Break a press, you just want to sort of copy that and say, okay, do
Right.
this every time. And I know that's not how basketball works, but
Well, the 3 deep, you can kind of keep the same. You know, if you can change what the guards do it in the forecourt. You know how they pick for each other. Are they going to bring the girl down to the baseline and then seal them and then ask for the ball so that it's thrown over their head? You know, are they going to pick for each other so that someone can roll? You know, there's so many different options you can do to get free. As long as you're keeping someone in the middle, usually that's the weakest point of a press.
right, he's getting trapped anywhere along the sideline.
Right,
So
and that's what they want you to do. They want you to bring, this is what they're 1-2, 1-1. So they're wanting you to come to the corners.
a little bit of a long pass by Caitlin, and that's going to not result in a basket, at least right away. It's going to be Triton's ball again. Chance to run that press break from the other side. Swings it to Maeve. Maeve looks for help, finds it. Molly in trouble. A little bit of a long pass. I think Maeve's going to be able to get to it, but she isn't. Going to be out of bounds. So
they shouldn't be afraid to reverse it. I mean, Caitlin was back as a safety. All they had to do was reverse it to Caitlin, and they could have just made a pass this side to Molly.
I don't think there isn't a 10-second rule in girls basketball either.
No, not for high school.
So Lynnfield content to slow it down, swing the ball, eat up some of the shot clock.
The more you can get that press to move, side to side, the weaker it gets.
Number 10 is going to take a long 3, and it's going to be a little bit too far off. Caitlin White's going to get that ball.
You want to see people fill in the lanes here.
And Molly goes to the lane, doesn't need it. Caitlin goes up, gets fouled. Good strong move. Good strong move, and we're back on the line. That's a second foul on that girl. Really, I don't think anyone's in foul trouble. No more than 2 or 3 for anyone on either team. Just 2 across the board. That free throw goes rim to rim and out. And Triton still trailing by 8 here. Feels like it's been 8 for a long time.
Yeah, we've been stuck on 17.
That basket will fall. So now we're sub in for Lynnfield. Triton again, still not pressing, sticking with the this kind of zone defense they've been working on a lot. It's worked pretty well. It allows teams to pass the ball around the outside a lot, but it really has been effective at shutting down anything on the inside. The only downside is
the opposite elbow, so as long as you can protect that opposite elbow, picking up that pass or the cutter going there, you're okay.
I think the other weakness is, and we talked about this early in the game, is it ends up with Triton having no one inside. So when the shot goes up, you don't have bodies in the paint to make rebounds. But if they can keep the defensive intensity up, this is still a completely winnable game for Triton. I mean, down 7 points with 10 minutes left of basketball. Plenty of time to make something happen here. They need to go on a little bit of a run, and we saw that early on, but we haven't seen that sort of – we haven't seen over the course of this season, we haven't seen a lot of times where Triton's been able to just sort of go on an offensive run.
Right.
Lynnfield had that 9-point run towards the end of the first half, and we just hadn't seen the same kind of thing from Triton. And I'm not sure what it is that makes an offense go on that kind of run.
Well, it's nice to see that they've cut down on some of the turnovers this half for sure. So maybe we can just get some of the shots to fall.
And the rebounds are just about even in this game. I mean, 15 defensive rebounds for each team, which is good. I mean, that's pretty solid. Again, that's another area where you can dictate the pace of the game. You can dictate the way that you want to play and the offense that you want to run if you get those rebounds. And Triton just hasn't had as much luck at this, but this Lynnfield team's in about the same spot. So number 3 with the ball again. And that's a shot clock violation.
I think they weren't even sure about that.
I certainly wasn't looking at it.
Right.
So
that's the coach's job to make sure they know how much is time left on that clock.
Molly uses the pick and drives into her corner again, swings it out to Avery. Avery's going to look for something. It's not there. Swings it all the way around to Caitlin, keeps herself in bound. Good little pass into Paige Valpone with a spin move. Doesn't get it quite to fall. Has to drop back now on defense. they're in their zone defense again. Again, we're looking at Lynnfield just swinging the ball like crazy. Outside shot. It's not a 3, just a 2. Ball bounces around. Lynnfield can't decide who ought to get the rebound. There had to be steps in there somewhere.
She's walking. Yeah, Liz has got it.
Yeah. It was a travel.
Yep.
It's definitely a travel.
Yep.
Yeah, she
Yep.
walked. There we go. We trust that ref.
Yes. She was all over it.
Yeah, she saw what we all saw. Swings it to Maeve. Maeve looks in the middle, decides not to go there. Back to Caitlin. That's
Now,
smart.
Molly
That's
can't
smart.
leave, though. Molly's,
plenty
there
of
we
time.
go. You keep that triangle.
Plenty of time.
Hey, that was perfect. You used the safety.
Nice. Oh, don't quite get the basket to fall, though, unfortunately.
Just got to square up and power in there. Stronger.
Solid move by Lynnfield. Inside. Ball doesn't fall for Lynnfield either. Number 4 is going to force it again. Definitely not going to go.
Run.
Caitlin White now. She's got Molly on her left side. She doesn't quite see her. Pulls up her dribble. Swings it to Maeve. Maeve's going to look, swing it around to
Oh, you got to have it first.
And that's going to be Maeve's 3rd foul. I will say she does. She gets physical when she fouls.
She earns them all.
Yes, most of them, not all of them. Let's not go crazy here. There have been some frustration fouls. That one she earned. Here we are now with less than a minute in this 3rd quarter. Stuck at 7. Or no, we're at 18, but still feels like we're stuck. Lynnfield with the ball, taking their time, swinging it. Finally come inside to the elbow, not there, swings it out. It's only going to be a 2. The girl actually jump stepped in a weird way. And that's going to be...
I'm just going to call Paige for the box, yeah.
Really?
Had she just stayed still with her feet, then she would have been coming over her back, but Paige kept continually backing up with her feet.
And that's a 3rd foul on Paige Volpone. It's a 3rd foul on her. At this point, I think you leave her in until she fouls out. She's been playing well, and you want to get her the ball. So Coach Boyle having a disagreement with the ref about that call. So they swing it out with 20 seconds left on the clock now.
A nice pass.
Maeve with good defense, and the ball doesn't fall. Good box out. Good rebound, though, by... Ball's going to go right to Paige. Paige with the chance to run it with 10 seconds left on the clock now. You got to get the ball inside or get a decent shot off. Paige is going to go to the corner, look for Caitlin. Caitlin's going to swing it out. No, she can take the shot herself. Doesn't quite go. Can't get the ball off, and that's how the quarter's going to end. That's frustration right there. That's like the definition of frustration. You get all the way inside like that, 2 chances, and neither one of them will go.
It's a tough shot to make when you're under the hoop like that.
Definitely is. So coming out of the half, they looked like they had made some adjustments. They were definitely taking the ball and shooting faster.
Right.
But then I think Lynnfield's defense managed to throw their rhythm off. At the same time, Lynnfield got some baskets, and now we're looking at, and this is really important, it's only a 7-point deficit. I mean, that's one good run away from being, a tie ball game. They just need to find a way to get on a run.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely working hard.
So Maeve and Paige both have 3 fouls each. I think both of them are in. Honestly, that is foul trouble for both of them because they are physical players.
Right.
That tend to get in foul trouble, usually earlier than the start of the 4th quarter. But
that's one thing I tell Paige before the beginning of the season. I'm like, okay, this isn't lacrosse. They count the fouls in basketball, remember?
Right.
So she's used to throwing her body around in lacrosse and doesn't really affect the play.
So it's going to be Triton ball to start off here in this 4th quarter. Down 7. A disadvantage on the fouls. Two players in foul trouble. Number 3 for Lynnfield, their sort of star player, really hasn't lit it up tonight. I don't know how many points she has, but I don't think it's much more than 4 at the most. She sort of hasn't been the presence that we expected out of her.
2 points.
She only has 2, so all in the paint. She was shooting from the outside a lot more at the beginning of the game. Maybe decided she's cold in this gym and she's not going to try and force it. Molly now looking to do something, and here comes the trap.
Out here, yeah.
But she gets by it, she drives, kicks it around to Caitlin. Caitlin back inside where she likes to take that shot. Good move doesn't quite fall. Somebody stepped on the line over there. It's going to be Triton ball again.
Good move. She's just got to learn to finish it. It's a good move.
So
squared to the basket.
15 seconds on the clock. The Blue have possession. That matters because it's going to either be a fresh shot clock or it isn't. I don't think they ever had possession. I think they just tapped it out of bounds. And here's the ball all the way out to Caitlin. Inside to Maeve. Maeve swings it to Paige. Paige can't find anything to do with it. Takes it herself. Nice little move in the lane, but it's not going to result in the basket. And there, Lynnfield turns the ball over. And that's good. That's good.
Take advantage of this.
It's like in soccer. Keep the ball down on this side of the field. You know, let's have something happen here. Fresh shot clock. Fresh off of the bench with legs. Should be good here. And we're going to turn the ball over ourselves. So trading some turnovers here to start off the fourth. These girls look a little bit tired.
Oh, like I said, fourth game in less than a week.
Yeah. So number 3 now looking to do something. Finds her teammates. Caitlin with good reach. Doesn't result in a foul, which is good. Switch. Molly's on her now. Maeve up top. Number 22 can't quite get the handle. Big swing pass. Big swing shot. 3-pointer, and that's gonna extend that lead into double digits. And Caitlin needs some help. Goes to Molly.
Yeah, we got to pass that ball.
Molly's going to dribble it down the sideline, but
pass that ball.
Going to get fouled somehow?
I think she went out of bounds.
No, she went out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's too tough. And Molly's a lefty, so she's going to have more control going to that side, but it's still going to be too hard. So Lynnfield with a double-digit lead now with 7 minutes left in this game. And that was the third 3-pointer for number 10. So she is a shooter. We haven't seen that much out of her, but she's got the ball again. That girl looked like over the back to me. Oh, Paige Volpone with a right arm on her left shoulder.
Yes, for sure.
But before that, it was clearly over the back. So it's tough, and that's hard to coach because you want to tell them to get low and push your body into them and box them out. And it's a little bit too hard to do that when the ball's coming towards you and you feel like you got to go up for it. So it's tough. But that was definitely a foul. And Paige has got to come out with 4. Her 4th foul. So Jamie Karen in now. Paige has got to be frustrated because she was getting beat up underneath, not getting rewarded for it. Lynnfield girl makes 1 of 2. And they're up by 11 now.
Jamie's got to go middle here.
And there's a foul on number 22. And only the 3rd foul, though, in the entire half on Lynnfield.
Wow.
So it tells you a lot about Triton's offense. Is not being able to get the ball inside, not being able to get the kind of control they need. And the clock's going now. Somebody's got to move. And long pass to Molly. Swings it to Maeve. Maeve thinks about a 3, thinks better of it. Goes inside to Avery, sorry. Avery on the floor. That's going to be a jump ball. Going to be a jump ball. Going to go to Lynnfield. The offense, again, has sort of hit a snag. Not sure what it is.
It seemed to do better when we picked up the tempo where,
Avery with a great steal. I'm going to get their names right by the end of the season. And Molly all the way up, and that has to be a foul. Yep, number 10.
So Avery's blonde.
I know. I coached Jamie for 4 years. You would think I'd recognize it. It's not the one that I coached. That's the 3rd foul on number 10 for Lynnfield. Puts Molly at the line. Chance to start eating into this 10-point deficit.
It's always a bonus when you can score when the clock's not ticking, but it didn't happen there.
They got 6 minutes. They got 6 minutes and 11 points. We was talking college basketball. It's the minutes to points. If it's 6 minutes with 6 points, you know they can do it. 6 with 11 is tougher. Or 11 with 6, rather, is tougher. So Lynnfield again, content to swing the ball and eat up a ton of clock.
Yeah, we need to get out there and pressure more.
And that's going to be a foul on...
Hopefully Avery. 2-4?
On Maeve.
2-4?
Did he call it on 2-4 or did he call it on... No, he called it on Maeve, and that's her 4th. Yeah. Yep. So now we got Maeve and Paige both on the bench. We need some offense to come out of the girls that are on that floor now. Caitlin Frary out there for Maeve. Number 10 with a nice little move on the baseline. Long shot, nobody there to rebound except for Lynnfield. Lynnfield with another good shot on the inside. Finally, Jamie pulls down the rebound. Finds Molly. Pressure's still there by Lynnfield. To their credit, they're not giving up on that. Mainly because it's working really well. Caitlin now looks around, finds Molly. Molly's going to drive. Nope, she's going to pass it over to Jamie, but it's a little too late on that pass. That was a strange possession all the way around. Caitlin Frary should be taking shots here. Molly's going to take it. It's a little bit off to the left. You can see it when it left her hand. And with 5 minutes left, we have an 11-point game.
We can't be content and let them walk it up. We got to really put some pressure on them.
Triton's got it. There's a turnover. This is a chance for Triton now to do something here. Just under 5 minutes to play. Can't afford to waste too much time getting the ball across half court. Got to get into an offensive set quickly. Out to Molly. Molly back to Caitlin. Jamie, but the pass is a little bit too long. It's going to go back to Lynnfield. And we're still in the zone defense here. Number 5 with a long three, and that one's going to hit, and that might just be it. A 14-point deficit with 4.5 minutes is really going to be tough. You got two of your players on the bench with 4 fouls each. Molly hasn't been able to hit her threes. She has 1, I think, on the night. Caitlin Frary needs to start shooting too. And this team can come back. It's not impossible, but it's gonna require a lot of offense to just start to click right away. And it's been quite a little run here by Lynnfield too.
Yeah, their defensive pressure has really stepped it up, made us turn the ball over a lot, and not getting any quality shots when we do not turn it over.
Yeah, so Lynnfield has 4 threes, and Triton really has only 1, and that 1 3-pointer was, I believe, by Molly, sometime in the second quarter, after her first 2 misses. Right. She hit 1, and I think she's missed 2 since. So Lynnfield on a 16 to 5 run over the last quarter and a half. And Triton's got to turn around. They need to go on their own 14-point run themselves here, make this happen.
We got to pick up the defensive pressure as well. We can't, like I said, we can't let them just walk the ball up and take a good 7-8 seconds off before they even decide to start running their offense.
And you're 1 foul away from the bonus, so ignore the fouls, ignore the bonus.
Right.
Send them to the line. The clock stops.
Right.
There's no problem in that. And you do have to get a girl like Paige Levitt out there on the court who's fast and who can be disruptive. The only downside to Paige is you almost want to do that sort of college basketball switch in, switch out thing.
Defense,
yep, offense for defense. So Triton coming out of the timeout. Going to look to go long with it. Nope, going to look to go to Jamie. Jamie back to Caitlin.
Still need to put somebody in the middle here.
And there's a foul on number 4. Foul on number 4 with a reach. I trusted.
2 hands.
I trust it definitely happened because that's a good ref from what I understand. And what I've seen tonight. Caitlin is long and good if she can get it to her. That's a little bit long, but she gets it.
Good catch.
Nice play. And then
get
take
some
a
flag
quick shot.
football players out there.
Caitlin Frary looking inside. It's not there. Got to come to Molly.
Go to the ball.
And now Lynnfield's going to walk it up with 4 minutes and 19 left. Triton in its zone defense here. Lynnfield swinging the ball. 15 seconds on the shot clock. They're still swinging the ball. Number 3 within her hands. No rush at all on Lynnfield's part.
It shouldn't be. If they're well coached, they won't take a shot.
Number 5 is going to drive the lane and then going to get it to go. And so Triton needs to get this ball up the court again fast. The baseball pass is in there. The football pass is in there. So she goes to Avery. Avery to her sister. Needs some help.
Reverse it. There you go.
And there we go. Swing it over to Caitlin. Molly's wide open down there. Pass gets to her. Molly just steps and shoots. Good shot. Jamie with a great rebound.
Go right up.
Jamie Karen with a good rebound. Tries to go up. Can't get it to fall.
It was a good try.
Great rebound, too. Look at her fight for that ball. Lynnfield swinging it again. Looking inside. Decides not to go there. Number 3 swings it around again. And Lynnfield content to just roll this clock down as much as they can. Molly almost gets the steal. Lynnfield almost commits a turnover. Instead, they hold that ball still. Number 5 tries to drive. Oh,
must have
that's
got her with
tough.
the body. Because that hand was all ball.
That hand was definitely all
Yeah.
ball. But the clock stops and Lynnfield goes to the line now. And that's a second foul on Jamie Karen. If it was on Jamie.
I believe it was on Avery.
It was on Avery Karen.
Yes, 24.
I told you, this is a fast game. You know, it's a fast game. We're not doing this every night either. It would be a little different. You know. That ball's short. And 33, I don't think had been in the game before. If she had, I missed it.
Has,
so
yeah,
she
she
has.
has.
Okay. Because Lynnfield's almost at the point of putting in the bench. With
I just remember seeing the little tape on her nose.
16-point lead here.
She's got 3 points?
Oh, she has 3 points, right?
Oh, she's been in 3 quarters.
Oh, okay. So Lynnfield extends it by 1. There's the pass. It's not there, so they're going to come back to Molly. Molly's going to dribble around 3 girls. They're going to dribble all the way down, almost to the basket, pulls it back out. It's Caitlin. Caitlin swings it to Molly, and Molly's going to chuck that one up, and it looks pretty good when it went off her hand, but it's a little bit long.
I know we want to try to score quickly, but we may want to try to run a little offense as well. Just give them some flow.
Molly's going to come out and get a bit of a breather, I guess. Page 11 in the game for her.
Maybe expand this zone out a little bit, give some more pressure here.
Lynnfield looking to swing it again, take their time. Good pressure by Caitlin Frary, holding off number 5. Swings it all the way out to the outside again. Number 10 calling for a pick. Gets it. Makes a crazy kind of drive to the three-point or the free throw line, then just kicks it out. Number 10 with a long 3. Doesn't go, but a good positioning by number 4 to be there for that rebound. And now Triton got to get that ball in again. And it's going to go to Paige Levitt. Paige is going to take her time, dribble it around the middle, get it back to Caitlin.
So I want you to flash middle here.
And there it goes to Jamie Karen. And it's going to be another turnover on Triton. I think they're going to bring the ball all the way back here, though. Oh, no, this went out over there. All right. 22 now in the game for Lynnfield. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes on the clock, and actually Lynnfield may not even ever get into the bonus on fouls. Or Triton may not get into the bonus on fouls. It's been that kind of offensive play for Triton so far. Good hustle by Lynnfield's number 3. Ball ends up going off her, though. And Lynnfield calls off the press at the minute and 46 mark to allow Triton to get down here and do something. Caitlin brings it down. Now is where you want to find Caitlin Frary to take some shots. And he's going to kick it out to Jamie. Jamie's going to drive, look inside to her sister.
Nice
Good play inside. Stops the clock, gets her to the line. Very nice. So good on the Lynnfield coach for calling off the press. You're leading by, I can't do the math, but it's a big number.
19?
19 with a minute. That's actually easier math now that you say it. 19 with a minute and 40 left. He pulls off the press, which I like to see. It's good sportsmanship on their part.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need it. So,
No.
I mean, do the math, 30 seconds. They could take out the whole time that they want. They don't even need to shoot.
So number 3 swings it around. Avery with some good tight defense. Girl still drives. Doesn't get it to drop, though. And I think we've seen that a few times this season, to call out a couple of games. The Masco game and the Amesbury game, where the starters for the other team played a lot longer than I would have thought they would have, based on the scores of those games. And I guess part of it is you get girls that are going for, point totals and stuff like that. So I can kind of see that. But when it's a 25-point game halfway through the fourth quarter, that's when you sort of give the starters a rest.
I think the Masco coach did a good job of mixing her starters with her non-starters so that those non-starters get some playing time with some, some better players.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. You try to get those non-starters, the opportunities to shoot.
get a feel for the game
Yep.
speed. I think that's one of the biggest
Sure.
differences. Talking to, well, we were talking to Riley at the half, and there's probably a question I should have asked her, but for Maeve going from JV last year to varsity this year, is that the game is at a faster speed. It just is, and you don't fully appreciate that until you're on the court,
Right.
and then you see it and you feel it, and then it's not a surprise anymore. But for a girl coming off the bench, they need to have those reps and to have that
Right.
experience and to have that in-game action at game speed. So we're actually going to see exactly that from Triton now. We're going to get Ava in the game, although she played a little bit over the last few games, Ava Ford. And it looks like Caitlin Frary is still in the game, along with Jamie and Paige Levitt.
Yeah, no, Ava's capable of hitting some, 3-point shots,
She is absolutely capable of it.
So,
She's probably got 5 or 6 on the year
Yeah.
in limited time. She's like a secret weapon 3-point shooter, so we just got to get her the ball in her spot. And here we go. With 1:14, Ava's going to bring it up, and I'm guessing it's going to be Ava or Caitlin that's going to be shooting this ball. Those are the two shooters that are on the floor. Ava's pass is a little bit off. Caitlin takes it to do something back to Ava. And Ava, there's your 3-pointer that we were talking about. A little bit off this time. And Lynnfield's probably going to have one more possession. This will be it before before this game ends.
I'm going to use as much of the clock as possible.
Yep. Dribble it all the way down.
Yep.
They got nobody on the inside, really. The girl flashing now and again. Mostly they're just standing on the outside and swinging that ball around. It's a good win for Lynnfield. Coming into this game, they needed it.
They took over that third quarter. A couple minutes in, it would look like Triton had a chance to really put something together, but then Lynnfield's defense just shut the Vikes down.
Yeah, they had a good little run in the second quarter, and then at the end of the half, Triton sort of closed the gap a bit and made it look more competitive. Then Triton came out in the second half and looked good. And there's
That
a
was
3 to end the
unnecessary.
game. Super unnecessary. And that's going to end the game right there. And so we're going to end at 18-42. Triton with a frustrating offensive day. And the defense had moments where they looked really good. We're going to call it 18-39 because that last 3 was totally unnecessary.
How many points did Triton score in the second half?
And this, so they went into it with 5. So they got 5 in the entire second half. And some of that was at the line. So a frustrating day for Triton. A lot to build on. At one point, I honestly will admit, I loved seeing 4 sophomores and a freshman out there on the court for Triton.
A little glimpse of the future for sure.
Good. And that 5 sim played together pretty well. So we'll see what happens now. They've got a stretch of a couple of tough away games. I know they play Newburyport on Friday night, and actually the program here was kind of helpful. And they're going to
Ipswich next Tuesday.
and Ipswich, right?
And then back to Pentucket here on that Friday.
And Pentucket, right, on a Friday night. That's
Right.
going to be a tough game. The Newburyport game is a boys and girls game. They did it here last year, where they had the boys varsity.
I miss
and
those. We did those a lot when I was here, all with the rivals. So Amesbury games, Pentucket games, and Newburyport games, they were the varsity doubleheaders.
Right.
I wish they would bring those back, more consistent.
So we'll get a varsity doubleheader, but unfortunately it'll be away, and can't quite see if we can grab Paige to come up and do a quick interview afterwards. But we'll run down the numbers real quick. Eric, see if you can grab Paige Volpone. So Molly Kimball with 5 points and a couple rebounds. Jamie Karen, 2 points and 4 boards. Maeve Heffernan, 4 points and 2 boards. I can't read. Oh, Caitlin White, 8 rebounds for Caitlin. This is a strong performance from her. Just 3
she's
points.
She's probably
though.
the rebound leader.
And Avery Karen with 4 points and 5 boards. So the leader today, Molly Kimball, had a 3 and a couple of free throws, I think. And now we'll do a quick interview because we have her here. Ms. Paige Volpone, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for doing this. Tough game. And you didn't foul out, but you certainly got in foul trouble.
For sure.
So it looks from here like that's unbelievably frustrating. Is it?
It is. It really is, because I thought there were some other fouls that they should have called, and they didn't. But, I have to control myself, and I just have to learn from the experience.
And how about on offense? It looked like the team never quite got the kind of click, the kind of rhythm you needed. What happened there?
We kept trying to run different offenses, and we had some people missing from practice yesterday because some people were sick.
Right.
So it was hard to work with everybody. But we definitely have to keep practicing it. And we just learned one new offense. We tried to run it the whole day, and it just wasn't working. We never fixed it, and we have to learn again.
Yeah, it takes practice. And the defense, though, despite the score, the defense did look pretty good. I mean, you forced a lot of turnovers, got more defensive rebounds, I think, than I've seen most of the games this year. How did the defense feel out there today?
Defense is what we're best at. We practice it all the time. We know we're a defensive team, so we practice all our different defenses. We try to do multiple different ones, so it confuses their offense. We went into 2 different defenses. We went man and then full court man, half man, and then we did a 1-1-3. So we did that, and it really got them confused. So that helped us an advantage. So we kept going in and stealing the ball, and that's what worked best for us.
And as a player, how comfortable are you sort of switching every possession you're in a different defense? Is that a good rhythm to be in, or do you like to lock into one defense and stick with it for a while?
I like to actually change it up a lot because I like to be versatile. I just got to keep using it, and it just helps me become a better defender. Just to learn how to play better defense in certain ways, help defense, just straight up man, guarding my own player. So it helps.
Right. You must have some questions.
Oh, you guys, we kept it close. You kept it close the first 3 quarters, and that's a good thing for Triton because we do struggle on the offensive end. But Lynnfield definitely turned up their defensive pressure and caused you guys to basically stop running your offense, and you guys were just looking for the quick shot. So, I can see that, a lot of people were frustrated out there with that. And so, if you guys can keep it close like that for 4 quarters, because you guys struggle so much on the offensive end, then you guys, I think, will be a little more successful. How did you feel out there, watching it in the latter 3rd quarter into the 4th quarter? Did you see that your offense was really struggling?
Yeah, we actually, most of us that were sitting on the bench talking about it, trying to figure out when we go in how we're going to fix it, we just started to notice that we're not making good passes. We were all over the place. Our bodies were flying. We weren't being fully aggressive. We were just getting tired, and it just wasn't working in our advantage, and we just didn't know how to fix it.
4th game in less than a week, and you said you were tired.
Yeah.
It looked it there late in the game for sure.
We are exhausted. We had 2 games back to back. We really gave it all in our Thursday game, so our Friday game really drained us. And then we've only had 1 day to rest, and then we had practice, and it's really getting to the best of us, and now we have midterms.
Right. So we talked before the game that one of the best games that we've seen you play as a team all season was against Amesbury. That was a real complete game from the Triton's perspective. Was there something going into that game that you think maybe sort of sparked that performance? Or?
Yeah, we actually had a really big pep talk before our game, just the captains and the team. And we were talking about, we know Amesbury's a great team. We know that where we are in the level of class of everything, we're down at the bottom and Amesbury's at the top. So we knew going into it, we wanted to have fun. We wanted to give everything our all. And we know we're not an offensive team. We're a defensive team. So we go, let's just go out there and play the best defense we've ever played in our entire lives.
Right.
And it really got everybody ready, to go out there, have fun, and do it. And it really showed. I think it was one of the most enjoyable games for us.
It was. The score was crazy, but it looked like you were having a good time, and it was the most complete game I think we've seen on the offense and defensive end. So let's talk about other sports for a minute, because we talked about that during the game as well. I know you play, you're a 3-sport athlete, which is fantastic. Is there anything you can point to in either of your other 2 sports that you think is a direct influence on how you play basketball?
Yeah, so I'm mostly a defender in lacrosse, so I learned all of my defense from there, how to body position myself, how to get low, how I have to slide with everything. And then on the offensive end in lacrosse, I also know how to work with picks and stuff like that and how we roll from it, because basketball was not my first sport. I first played lacrosse. So I literally took everything from lacrosse and put it on a basketball field.
It's a good crossover sport. There are many things that you do in basketball that you do in lacrosse, with setting up plays, setting up picks, looking for the pass, when to make a pass, when to cut, timing your cuts.
Right.
So they're very similar.
And I've always say you play in basketball, which is my sport, you play defense with your feet. And the same is true then in lacrosse as well, is it?
Yes, you have to play with your feet because you can't extend your arms with the stick. You have to be all feet, so pretty much this is the same way.
Excellent.
But yet they don't count the fouls in
Yes.
lacrosse.
Yes,
about that as
which
well.
is my problem. I play lacrosse most of the year round, so fouls don't count for me, so
Right.
I do as many as I possibly can.
So we talked during halftime with one of your teammates on the JV team about how their season is going, and also about some of the players that she looks up to, and she mentioned all the seniors. Have you been able to see something out of the JV team this year that gives you sort of a sense of what this team is going to be like in a few years?
I see that they're really close. Like, when I was a freshman, I looked up to my seniors just the way they do, but they're already like a close-knit group, so like I can see when they're going to grow up, like that all the chemistry is going to stay together, and just that's what we have on the varsity team. We have such great chemistry. That's what helps us play together, and that's going to travel with them all the way through.
Fantastic. All right, you have any other questions? I have one last question.
No, go right ahead.
Last question. Best moment of this season so far? I know it's been a frustrating season, so let's find something really cool that's happened. The best moment so far.
Like playing or like overall?
On the court. Best moment on the court so far.
Oh,
for you or for the team?
Probably when Caitlin Ferry got her first three-pointer, because the whole team went wild, because she was a freshman. She had no idea what she was doing, and she just shot it up, and it went in. Or our player from Spain, Anna, she got her first three at the Masco game with a buzzer beater, and we were freaking out.
That was
like
fantastic.
She just shot it up, and like her face lit up, and it was so good.
That was fantastic. That was excellent. Well, so let's have some more of those as the season goes on, and hopefully, like senior night or next time we get to do a game, maybe have you back up here again and have a chat and see how things are going.
Sounds good.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So on behalf of Robin and I, that closes out. Tough game, but we'll be back, and Triton will be back, and we'll do this all over again. Thank you.
All right, it was fun.
Thanks.